I will call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the next item on the agenda this evening is the approval of the minutes from the August 20th, 2024 meeting.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes of the August 20th, 24 meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Hearing any discussion? All right.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right. Next item this evening is the consideration of a request for deviation from the single-family residential design standards.
So Russell Seacrest owns a property at the corner of East Lake Mile Drive and 287th Street. He is planning to build a single-family home on the property. Due to building setbacks and utility easements running through the property, he will be forced to place the house at an extended distance away from Lake Mile Drive. Single-family residential design standards listed in section 15.525 of the LDO state that driveways with access on public streets must be hard surface. Mr. Seacrest advised the cost of having to hard surface the entire length of driveway would push the build cost completely out of his budget. He is requesting a deviation from the hard surface requirement as allowed by ordinance 2772. Applicant has explored other options for the driveway location and has applied for an access permit from Miami County to allow his driveway to come off of 287th Street instead of Lake Milo Drive. This application was denied due to access spacing requirements by Miami County. He's proposing a hard surface approach off of Lake Milo Drive that will extend a prescribed distance, change to gravel, and then back to hard surface next to the house. Staff reviewed driveways in the vicinity of the subject property and found that while the majority of the driveways are hard surface, there are several driveways along Lake Milo Drive and Lakeview Drive that are gravel. Staff consulted with Public Works Director on the proposed driveway, and he advised he would be in favor of it as long as the hard surface approach would keep the gravel off of Lake Milo Drive and out of the drainage ditch. Staff's recommendation is the approval of the deviation with the condition that a 60-foot hard surface approach be installed off of Lake Milo Drive. The applicant is here if you have any questions for him.
That's the drive to the south of there is a private drive, is it not?
Correct.
Is there any chance you can get an easement to use that drive to bring your drive off of?
I suppose that would always be a possibility, but now I'd have to enter into agreement with that individual for maintenance, et cetera. And down the road, I can see that being a problem if and when we were to sell, et cetera, which we don't have plans to do so in the near future, but
Yeah.
I can see that being an issue down the road.
Right. And that next house that's just outside the picture there also comes off of that drive. They also have an entrance off of 287th Street. I looked through their file to see if there was anything in the past on that. I couldn't find anything on it as far as an easement or agreement. It was probably so long ago that nothing was happening.
Well, I think Nick Hart put the horse barn and the new house, and he owned that old house.
Oh, really?
And they did relocate,
Okay,
they did relocate that driveway from where it used to be years ago
okay.
to the east.
That would make sense then.
I had one question on the other driveways that are not hard surfaced. Is that way down on the curve?
I believe so. Pretty sure quite a few there, and then It was kind of sporadic on Lakeview, here and there. A lot of them that were hard surfaced had a gravel approach to them. But yeah, it was down on the
Yeah.
Lakeview section.
Cause I think when those houses were built, the lake road was gravel,
Hmm,
way back when it first started.
gotcha.
It's kind of a unique situation because he has to build his house so far back
Hmm.
on the property, and unfortunately, the county wouldn't let him come off 287.
Yeah, that was my hope, was that they would let it, because
Yeah.
the county's regulations is actually you have to have a gravel approach. That was something I learned throughout this.
Right.
Because they don't want to have to take care of breaking out concrete. Yeah, there's for sure an electrical easement that runs, oh, let's say just west of center on that property. That's 40 foot wide, and then all the way around the property has a 50 foot no build area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the big water line goes up to there too.
I do actually have a plat with all the easements laid out correctly over a satellite view, if you'd be interested to see that more clearly.
Yeah, it makes it putting a hard surfaced driveway over a bunch of easements. I could see that creating problems down the road if they need to run lines or do anything with that.
But yeah,
Yeah, having to come in and cut all that concrete to be able to do anything
and then
there.
who puts it back?
Yeah. So,
If they did panels though that had expansion joint, you know, then they could take out a panel if needed and, you know, put the panel back. I mean, that could get costly. I know I live in Baroque Estates, and when we built our home, our driveway ended up being about 18 feet longer than we anticipated, so it was costly, but with this, that would be quite an extensive driveway.
Yeah, I think you were saying somewhere around 300
It's
feet.
pushing right at 300 feet. I actually have kind of a drawing too of what I would propose, and actually went out and kind of stepped out. We don't have hard plans yet because this is kind of a key factor to get the plans, but it's roughly, it's just shy of 300 feet from the road back to where I kind of foresee the house setting and the parking pad be.
Take the 60 foot out of there.
and it still is a chunk of concrete.
Well, I just went with 60 foot just because that was kind of an average driveway length. I just kind of jumped around Paola and looked at different driveway lengths.
Sense. Anybody have any other questions? John, you good?
I don't know, it's kind of a rough situation.
Yeah, it almost makes it. If you make it hard surface all the way, it almost makes that lot unbuildable. From a cost standpoint. Puts it out of the price of being able to do anything.
There ain't any way of moving a house back further west. Where you get closer.
Yeah, I believe that's where you were saying all the easements were. I know, well, just looking at my map here, if you drew a line north and south, right around where the parcel numbers start, that's about where that electrical easement runs through, and then it runs west from there.
All right, based on. The unique situation of the property with the easements running through the middle of it. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the deviation from the single-family residential design standards with the condition that a 60-foot hard service approach be installed.
Second motion.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Put her to a vote.
McLean,
Yeah,
Calvin,
Yay.
Mauer,
Yay.
Dees.
Yay.
Thank you very much. My wife and I are excited to continue the plans that we can build.
And good luck.
I'm excited that something's actually gonna be able to be built on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
got a lot of yard now.
Right.
I went to Ottawa and I think I've tracked down an 861 Ford tractor with an estate mower on it, but I can always use that. This last weekend.
You might,
And a blade to be able to maintain the gravel.
Yeah.
you might need it.
All right. All right, the next item on the agenda this evening is a review of the draft regulations for keeping of chickens and bees. Do you think we should table this for next meeting since we're short?
It's up to you guys. I let Trent know if he had comments on it, he could email them or come
Okay.
in. I haven't let Andy know that. It's really up to you guys. There's no pressing timeline on it. And I can't set it for a public hearing until November at minimum anyways, because they gotta be 30 days out. So if we want to do that, that's completely fine.
What do you all think?
And in the meantime, you guys are welcome to come in and or call and talk with me about it if you have comments on it.
Well,
I wouldn't think it might be a good idea if we were all present.
I think.
I mean, I know nothing right now binding.
There's
It's just a-
nothing held up on it.
And that way we only have to have one discussion as opposed to tonight's discussion and then you having to deal with everybody else. I think it'd be more beneficial if we get everybody or the majority of the people here
That works.
before we talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, table that.
That's great.
And that brings it up to the Community and Economic Development Director report.
So we finally made it over 300 permits for 303. For building inspection, Taylor Forge Learning Center passed its final inspection, so they got full occupancy. They have their ribbon cutting tomorrow morning. I believe 9 a.m. to 11 if anybody wants to go. Lake Mary passed their final inspection, or did I say Taylor Forge Learning Center? I had those mixed up. Taylor Forge Learning Center and Lake Mary both passed their final inspections. Lake Mary's ribbon cuttings tomorrow. For the property at 721 South Silver, Gary furnished the old donut shop. I've been once a month going to court with him. He recently had an accident down there cleaning up and broke some bones, got injured from it, so the judge has given him a couple months to recover from it. And then when he gets back on his feet, we're gonna try to find him some sort of help. There's some people that have reached out to help out elderly people with stuff. So we're gonna try to explore that, see if we can get him some help and making some quicker progress.
Yeah.
But so it's just a month thing still. He did make a little bit of progress before he got hurt, so. August City Council. We renewed the new housing incentive that gives discount for plan review and building permit costs. As well as sewer and water reductions on certain properties, so hopefully that'll continue to bring in some new houses. We had 14 built under it last year. The JD condos and tiny homes both passed. I've been talking with Gabe Peppercorn on the tiny homes and they're working through the sewer plans right now, so it probably won't be at next month's meeting. I'm hoping maybe November it'll be there. Joshua Brown was chosen for the Ward 3 city council position. So. I think he's gonna do really good. He seems like he has a pretty good tie to the city, and I think he really cares about the city, so. Next month's planning commission, be the preliminary site plan for AEC for sure, finally. They got me the drawings for it, so they're still off for review, just preliminary. I think they're still working through a couple deals before they're final, but, and then we'll have the chicken and beans, hopefully. That's all I got.
Anybody have anything for staff? Hearing none, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I'd make a motion.
Got a motion and a second.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes,
Bauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
all right. We're adjourned.